Welcome back, everyone, to Eco Wealth Lab. Really great to have you with us again for another deep dive.
Yeah, fantastic to be back.
And hey, if there's something specific you're curious about, market-wise, just let us know. We love digging into what interests you.
Definitely. So today we're kind of wading through the last 24 hours of news. Lots happening.
Right, crypto, traditional markets, even specific company stuff.
Exactly. And the mission really is to pull out the important bits for you, the listener. Cut through that noise.
Okay, let's jump right in. Crypto first. Bitcoin's been, well, doing its usual thing, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's usual dance. Last look, it was around $84,471, showing a little bit of a bounce back after that recent dip.
Okay, so it dipped, but it's recovering slightly.
Seems like it found some support, yeah. And interestingly, the fear and greed index, it's still in the fear zone, like at 38.
Still fear.
Yeah, but it has nudged up from 29, so maybe, just maybe, a tiny bit less pessimism, or perhaps people seeing a chance there.
So not exactly bullish yet, but maybe less terrified. Something like that. Still cautious, I'd say.
Gotcha. And the whole crypto market cap is still massive, right? Around $2.69 trillion. Puts the daily swings in perspective a bit.
Absolutely. That context is key. And those macroeconomic factors we keep mentioning, like trade tariffs, they're definitely still playing a role.
Still causing ripples in crypto.
Oh, yeah. Any news on tariffs seems to inject volatility. Investors are trying to connect the dots, figure out the impact.
And what about that Mantra DAO token crash? Is that still echoing?
I think so, yeah. It was a pretty sharp reminder about altcoin risks, Probably making some investors a bit more careful right now.
Makes sense. And any word on Bitcoin ETF flows? I know sometimes we don't get daily updates.
Right. No specific daily numbers available just now, but we always keep an eye on them. They're super important for seeing institutional moves and, well, those bigger macro trends.
Okay, let's shift over to traditional markets then. Sounds like U.S. stocks have been pretty choppy, all because of President Trump's trade policies again.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a roller coaster. You get some encouraging signs on negotiations one minute, and then more uncertainty about tariffs the next. The market's just reacting constantly.
So lots of trying to read the tea leaves there. What about bonds? Weren't yields spiking pretty worryingly?
They were, yeah. That caused some real concern. But it seems like the U.S. bond market and Treasury yields have sort of stabilized now.
Okay, that's somewhat reassuring. A little calmer.
A bit calmer, yes.
Oh.
And, the Federal Reserve is watching this like a hawk. They've signaled they're ready to step in if things get too disorderly.
Good to know they're on alert.
Definitely helps confidence. Now, switching to specific companies. TSMC, the big chip maker.
Yeah. What's their story with all the tariff talk?
Well, they're reporting steady customer orders for now, which is good. But they're also being cautious, voicing concern about potential future impacts. Makes sense with their global supply chains.
Right, a delicate balance. Okay, here's one that caught my eye, Eli Lilly. Big stock jump.
Oh, yeah. Significant. Came from positive results for a potential obesity and diabetes drug they're working on.
Wow. Talk about health news moving markets.
That's a prime example, isn't it? Shows how breakthroughs can really drive investor excitement about future growth.
Definitely. On the other side, NVIDIA's stock is still being watched closely due to export restrictions.
Exactly. Another case where geopolitics is directly hitting a major company's outlook.
And quickly, Eidos. Sounds like less positive news there.
Yeah, they reported a drop in Q1 revenue. It follows their recent financial restructuring, so a reminder that corporate changes can have immediate impacts.
Okay, so pulling it all together, crypto, stocks, bonds, company news. It sounds like the big connecting thread is still these macroeconomic factors, especially trade policy.
That's really the key takeaway right now. Trade policy is casting this long shadow, influencing almost everything we're seeing, from crypto swings to how specific companies are doing.
Seeing those connections really gives you a clearer picture, doesn't it? It's not just random noise, it's all sort of interconnected.
Precisely. A more holistic view.
So we've got Bitcoin stabilizing, but still cautious. Stock markets kind of bouncing around with trade news, bonds a bit steadier, and some really impactful company stories. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? Considering all this interplay, especially with trade policies, what do you, the listener, think is the biggest potential surprise or maybe opportunity hiding just around the corner for crypto and traditional investments?
That's a great question to ponder. Well, thank you for joining us for this deep dive today. Hopefully gave you some useful insights.
Yeah, definitely some food for thought. Keep exploring, stay curious, and we'll catch you next time here on Eco Wealth Lab.